Hello you lovely people and welcome. In this video we'll be reviewing the BlackBox Simulations Shorts SD-330/360/C-23 Sherpa. As you can see, got the different variants here. So we've got the SD-330, SD-330 Cargo, SD-330 Sherpa, SD-360, SD-360 Cargo, and then we've got C-23A, C-23B military variants. Now, the internals have differences in only the 330 and the 360 variants. I'll show you those in due course, but we'll start with the 330 passenger and get in the sim. Right, so having a look around, as I say, we're in the 330 variant, so try and take in as much as you can, because when we get over to the 360 you should notice some differences. To the left here we've got our hydraulic gauges, we've got all of our audios and volumes here for nav radios, marker beacons, things like that, and the comms. We've got a clock, panel light rheostats here. This vent makes the yoke disappear and reappear. We've got our rad out, different marker lights there, wipers that work. We have our indicated airspeed in knots, our nav compass there, artificial horizon HSI, altimeter, outside air temperature. This is our autopilot, VSI, avionics lights, avionics switches, radios and comms either side, weather radar, backup artificial horizon, set altimeter for the autopilot, and we've got fuel remaining in pounds there. These are our engine gauges, so we've got fuel flow, gas generated, excuse me, we've got props, torque, temperatures, and PSI gauges here, and then we've got gear handle and gear horn test, and then repeated over the other side is what we have exactly here. The only difference is we've got, oh sorry, this is Steve Derp's cord. He's been dying to get on the flight with me, so I thought I'd let him sit up front. So yeah, just ignore him for the minute. We've got controls for the cargo doors and passenger doors and the baggage compartment at the front there. If we click that, close the doors, and also close the ramp at the back. Okay, so looking at the top, we've got all our generators up here, and our engine starters here, and everything for the mechanical side is all here. Anti-icing, bleed air, pitot, static heat, propeller heat, power, and then we've got the fuel gauge here for both fuel tanks and booster pumps, and then we've got our external lights over there and internal and emergency lights over there with a whiskey compass. We can open the cabin doors, so that's open. If we open the one behind me, we can look back into the cabin, and as you can see we've got all of our seating either side, and intercom phone at the back there. So let's jump outside. Oh, wait a minute, we've got the pedestal here, so we've got locking, we've got all the trims here, the flaps, more bits for the autopilot there, throttles, air ground lever, prop pitch, and our it says engine condition, but it's mixture. Yeah, So that's it for inside. Let's jump outside and take a look. Take a look around the 330. You have to excuse the wind, it's a bit blustery here, we're on live weather. We've got British registration there. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. I'm sure that can be changed. Model looks very nice. The textures are very nice as well. Engines look good. As you would expect from BlackBox simulations, they are quite a good company when it comes to making aircraft for Flight Simulator. So if we jump inside the 360 now and have a look around there, just have a look at the changes. And now we're in the SD-360, just having a quick look around. Like I say, there are only very subtle differences between the 330 and the 360. I mean, you've still got your hydraulic gauges and volume switches there. But as we come across, we don't have a weather radar anymore. It's all sat-nav and, well, I wouldn't say sat-nav, GPS and weather radar. Looking around a little bit more, if we come over here, you can see the switches are slightly different, a bit more updated, as is the switches along the top here, and the engine panel is a bit tidier. Everything seems to just be more cleaned up and less switches and gauges to look at. So yeah, quite a nice little update for the aircraft there. And if we open the cabin door, I've chosen the cargo variant this time. As you can see, no seats or cabin crew area at the back, it's just a flat bed at the back. So what I'm going to do now is I'll switch over to the C-23. I'll probably choose the B variant because I think that might be the military version of the 360, and then we'll get it started and up in the air. I had actually forgotten to do a quick walk around, as there are subtle differences on the outside as well. We're in the BlackBox simulation livery, and I've left all the doors and ladders down and open. As I say, there are only subtle differences between the 330 and the 360. I can't point them out, but the manual assures me that there are differences there. Okay, now we'll jump into the C-23B. And just before I jump into the C-23B, I just thought I'd show you the liveries that come with it. So with the passenger 330, you get BlackBox, you get Hawaiian, Prototype, Farnborough, British Caledonian, Time Air 1977, Manx Airlines, and the Air Tui Crocodile, and Mississippi Valley Airlines. If we go to the 330 cargo, we just get the cargo unpainted, BlackBox, Air Cargo Carriers, and Air Cargo Cartoon. Go to the Sherpa liveries, we've got Raven Connect, Prototype, and Royal Thai Police. Over to the 360 passenger, we get unpainted BlackBox, Tiara Air, Prototype, Aer Lingus, Gill Airways, Origine Airways, Qantas Sun State, and then on to the 360 cargo. Go to liveries there, unpainted BlackBox, Transair Hawaii, Air Cargo Carriers, and Manx Data Post. Go to the C-23A. We just have United States Air Force, US Air Force white livery. And if we go over to the C-23B, we get US Army and US Forest Service. Now I'm going to choose the United States Army, just for the hell of it. Park there at Mildenhall, and let's get this thing started. So inside we've got the internals of the SD-360 with the updated top panel and switches and so on. Just jump outside, give me a moment Steve, I'll be right back. As you can see, we've got a cargo ramp at the back, we've got our parachute door on the left hand side and right hand side, we've got front cargo door, and we've got the baggage pod not baggage pod, baggage stowage there, and delivery obviously US Army. We've got our escape hatch there that's open. Just have a look at the top side, all painted in true US Army fashion. Surprised it's not green, to be fair. Okay, so let's jump in, get this thing started, and do some ground handling. So 23B is up and running. We've got weather radar on. We can have it on map mode as well. Coming across, not going to mess with any of the audio, so I don't really like listening to the Morse code. Switch on the wipers. We can slow those down if we so wish. Our flaps, no warnings or anything of any kind. The annunciator panel is clear. Engine's looking good. Got all of our various bits and pieces for transponders and comms, as well as our nav. So yeah, let's just have a sneak outside at the sounds. Okay, parking brakes are on. Got no prop pitch on at the moment. Sounds pretty good. Very good indeed. Okay, and we can also open this window if we want. Excellent. Right. Okay, so that's enough messing around. Throttle back. Now I'm going to just punch up the prop pitch and take off parking brakes, and we're going to make our way to the end of the runway. Ground handling's nice and steady. Let's get our flaps ready for takeoff. We don't need a full run up, so we can go off here. Okay. Yep. Very nice indeed. So we're going to stop here. And we're going to turn on our landing lights. Take off the taxi lights. Okay, flaps are where I want them. Let's take the brakes off, go line up. Nothing else coming in. Now, this aircraft was made for short to medium haul passengers or cargo, so it is more than capable of doing a decent length of time in the air. Okay, one final check. Let's get the prop pitch all the way up. Put weather radar in weather mode. Put that at 50 nautical miles. Okay, we're going to put the mixture to full. Right, I'm going to throttle up and get out of here. Brakes off. Quite light, so we should be able to rotate now. Gear up. Lovely side wind here to contend with. Brilliant. So I might take this into Cambridge, as we should get a nice headwind going in there. Okay, we'll put the flaps up now. Trim up. Now the only reason why I'm reviewing the Sherpa or 330 or 360 or C-23A, C-23B, because it has a military application. I do like my cargo aircraft as well as my bombers and fighters, so this fits quite nicely with that. And yep, it's quite responsive for a light cargo transporter. Bring the throttle back slightly, and prop pitch, don't need so much. Okay, and we're just gonna try the autopilot. So we need altitude hold. I'm going to use the heading bug, so get the heading bug in front of us. Heading, and that should hopefully, oh, wait a minute, that autopilot is not engaged. Move that out of the way. Engage the autopilot, put your damper on. No, don't disengage that. Now we're just looking for Cambridge, really. To head in this sort of direction. There it is in front of us. Now I don't remember the ILS for Cambridge, but take it in, it might be 109.90, let me try that. I've got something. Okay, so yeah, the autopilot works as advertised. Try the approach, but if this isn't the right right frequency, I could end up messing this up. So I'm not going to do it. Let's bring it west. Bring the speed down a bit. Take the autopilot off. Yep. Disengaged, alright. Sideways. It was a bad idea to fly in live weather. We're having a storm in the UK at the moment, although it doesn't look it on flight sim. Outside things are being blown about all over the place. sharpish because I want to get off on a taxiway and not have to go all the way down. Just have to do a tactical approach, that's all. Bloody hell. Okay, reverse thrust works okay on this. No fear of landing on short runways in this thing. Power down to ground idle. Okay, we get the landing lights off. Taxi lights on. Okay, so yeah, that's the BlackBox Simulations shorts SD-330, 360, Sherpa, C-23A, C-23B. Okay, so we'll summarise the BlackBox Simulations shorts regional SD-360, 330, Sherpa, C-23A, C-23B. Right, so first things first, let's get price out of the way. This cost me just over £40, but for that you get all three versions. So you get the Sherpa version, 330 and the 360, plus liveries, plus cargo versions, passenger versions, plus the military versions. You can buy the separate versions of the aircraft. You can get just the 360 edition, price at €29.99. The SD-330 edition, which is priced at $29.99, or you can get the Sherpa edition, which is $29.99. For the Sherpa, you get the military cargo, UTT military cargo, C-23A, B, C, includes 7 liveries. With the 330, you get the passenger aircraft, the cargo variant, and 14 liveries. And with the 360, you get the passenger version, cargo version, and 15 liveries. I really think it's pretty good value for money. It's a bit steep for what I'm used to, but you do get a lot for your money. It flies very well. Everything works on the aircraft, and it looks fantastic. Classic 80s flying in Germany, C-23A or B in the camo colours, back at, I think it was Zweibrücken, during the one of the A-10 Ford operating bases. I believe they flew between there and other places in Europe. But yeah, like I say, a lot of work's gone into this. It looks good, it feels good, it sounds good. Definitely impressive in the short field landing. I really didn't need much at all, and I thought the Dash 7 was impressive. So yeah, like I say, you get a lot for your money. It's very good. It's what I've come to expect from BlackBox Simulations. Their products have always been at a high standard, and it shows when you get in the cockpit. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say on the matter. I think that's all covered. So yeah, if you got this far, thank you for watching, and as always, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.